Alrighty, YouTubers, today we're just going to do a quick take on one of my favorite multi-tools. Apparently it's a lot of people's not favorite multi-tool. A lot of people hated on this thing, and a lot of people were disappointed with this multi-tool. And I really like this multi-tool. Now, I like it even more now, and I'll tell you why. So when this first came out, this was a over $200 multi-tool, and it was the first multi-tool utilizing the free technology that Leatherman has come out with. And there was the FreeP2 and the FreeP4. This is the FreeP4, and this came out right before the Arc did, and the Arc kind of overshadowed this guy. And the main reason people didn't like this, I believe, is it didn't have interchangeable bit driver, and maybe, the file, it didn't have a diamond file. So those were the main reasons, and a lot of people probably didn't pick this Leatherman up just because of how expensive it was. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of talk about this for a second and run over why I really like it. So if you like Leatherman and you like carrying Leathermans, this is a good, solid choice. Some people were questioning the durability on this Leatherman. Well, if you've ever seen the series Alone, the show Alone, where people go out and survive somewhere and they only can bring a limited amount of items with them, one of the winners of Alone carried one of these and used this the whole time he was out there, and he likes it so much that he still has it, still uses it to this day. I think he had the knife blade break on him one time, and it didn't happen to him on the show, it happened afterwards, but he also beats the heck out of this thing. And he sent it in and Leatherman fixed it for him. It has a lifetime warranty, or I think Leatherman has a 24-year warranty, so if something happens to it, I'm sure they will do something to compensate you for this, even though they don't make it anymore. I have to verify that, but a lot of companies do, whether it's in-store credit or fixing it or whatever that case might be. But just for a good multi-tool for a working man, this is a great multi-tool. And like I said, the price might have been a little bit much for a lot of people. But since this is discontinued, you can find this now for $150. You can get this really good multi-tool for $150. And I wanted to get this video out real quick. I don't know if anyone's talking about it. Nobody really seems to talk about this multi-tool. And if you want a really good high quality Leatherman that in my opinion outperforms all the previous models before this for $150, that is a steal. This is a great Leatherman. So if you're not familiar with the free technology, it's all one hand operation. You flick it open like so. It closes out here. Magnets hold it together. You've got a striking surface on the bottom here, kind of like an improvised hammer. It's got a pocket clip, and you can access all of the other tools from the outside without opening it. You flip up these implements with your thumb or your finger, and then you can pick which one you want out. And there you go. And then it locks out, and then you can close it. And I personally don't mind this tool set. This is a really good tool set for me. Personally, most multi-tools don't even have great tools to begin with, and there really is no perfect multi-tool, at least in my opinion. I've never encountered one that's perfect for me, but it gets pretty close. So you've got a pretty good sheep's foot style blade here, nothing fancy with the steel. It's got a good hollow grind on it, and I personally think this blade does everything I need it to do just fine. For processing fish, game, whatever, and everyday carry tasks, does all of that just fine. No issues with that at all. This pair of scissors on here, these are the same scissors on the Arc. Not the best scissors, but definitely not the worst scissors. These are pretty decent, in my opinion, for multi-tool scissors. You've got a flathead type implement with a package opener on there, so you can save your blade if you want to. You've got a 3D Phillips head bit driver here with a bottle opener on the bottom. And personally, for my needs, this Phillips head works very well. I have no issues with this Phillips head. A lot of people were upset that they didn't have the bit the flat bits and that you could change them out and stuff, and I'm not going to carry extra bits with me anyway. And if I'm near a place where I can keep extra bits for this, I'll probably just have a screwdriver or a toolbox near me to begin with. So this Phillips head is perfectly fine for me. And I already went over the package opener, sort of a flat head tip there. You've got your regular can opener, you've got an awl, and this awl works pretty decent. And then you've got a wire stripper, and I don't know what exactly this is. It's some sort of, you can measure stuff. It acts as a wire stripper, and it's kind of beveled on one side like a scraper, so you could like modify that however you want. You could also use this as maybe a smaller flathead implement. And then you've got the file, which is fine for filing. It's got no edge on this side, but you've got a coarse side and then a less coarse side on that side. And just for rough filing objects is fine. You're really not going to be able to sharpen a knife with it because it doesn't have a diamond on it, diamond file on it, but that's fine with me. And then coming over to these tools, you get a wood saw, and for a multi-tool, this is a fine wood saw. It does what you need it to do for what it is. And then we've got an extra serrated blade, which I just keep as a backup blade or a blade that I don't mind roughing up as much. And it's got this kind of bevel on the tip there that you could kind of use as a scraper. So for me, personally, this is a really good solid tool set. I really like this. I've had the Skeletool, the Wave. I've had the cheaper Leatherman tools. I've had the Squirt. And I've had tons and tons of other multi-tools and Leathermans, and unfortunately I have lost them all. Now I really liked the Wave, and this is kind of to me a little similar to what the Wave was, but I do like this better, and I do like this platform a lot better. Now with hard use, you do have a little bit of a less comfortable scale to grab onto. It's not as rounded off. But I don't think it's as bad as the Arc. I've heard from a lot of people that have had the Arc that they hated it because of how sharp these edges are. And honestly, for me, it doesn't bother me that much because you're not going to be doing super hard work with this anyway, in my opinion. Now you go to the plier head. The plier head and the cutters have been fine for me. And if you do have problems with these, I mean, you can just replace the cutters. If you do have a problem with these, if they chip or break, like I guess they had a problem with that at first, but they're replaceable. And just because they have a little chip in them doesn't mean they're not going to work anymore. At least that's how I look at it. But I haven't had any chipping or breaking on mine. And these pliers are just fine. The only downside to these pliers for me is that the needle nose just aren't needle nosy enough. They're just not pointy enough for a good solid set of needle nose, so there's a lot of applications that I need needle nose for that these just don't cut it for. But when I'm going to be in a scenario like that, I'll just be sure to bring something else. The main one for me is fishing and pulling fish hooks out of mouths of fish. These just don't cut it. They're not good, but I have a pair of forceps that I can use that are designed for that purpose, that I can throw in my vest or whatever and use that to remove the hooks out of the fish's mouth. But other than that, man, this thing is solid. And you know, maybe at its original price it would be a lot harder to recommend, but just the fact that you can get this for $150 now, at least on Amazon, at the time of filming this, if you were ever wanting to get a good high quality Leatherman using this free platform, I would jump right on that. $150. I spent almost double that for this tool. I can't remember what it was brand new. It was like over $220, I'm pretty sure. So you can get a USA made multi-tool Leatherman, the best in the business, with this free platform setup for $150. Now you can take the pocket clip off if you like. What I do is I usually just run this. You don't even need a pocket knife. If you're somebody who wants a multi-tool on you at work, in your pocket around the house or whatever, this thing is going to do what you need it to do, and it's much more convenient being able to operate all the implements with one hand, and it's just a good tough multi-tool. So I just wanted to throw that out there. That's my quick opinion and look at the Leatherman FreeP4 that is now discontinued by Leatherman and available at a very good price. I will put a link down in the description for this guy, and I continue to use this all the time. This is, like I said, probably my favorite multi-tool to date. That being said, the new Leatherman Alpha looks really good, but you know, that comes at a price. Do you want to spend that much on a multi-tool when you could get something that'll do the job just fine with this free platform for 150 bucks? Only you can make that decision for yourself. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. This is Timberfall Craft, and I am Jake, and we will get you on the next one.